State has rested its case, but beforehand, did the medical examiner think that Freddie Gray's death was at first an accident?
New evidence came out in court today during the trial of Officer Caesar Goodson. And to explain it all for us, here's ABC 2 News' Brian Kubler, who heard every word in the courtroom today. Brian?
Well, Kelly, the state did rest today against its case against Officer Caesar Goodson, but not before calling in total 20 witnesses and being sanctioned by Judge Williams by not handing over all its evidence. Last week, medical examiner Dr. Carol Allen was emphatic in her testimony on her determination of Freddie Gray's death as a homicide. Quote, "At no time did the word accident cross my lips," she said. Well, today, we learn there is new evidence that may challenge that. Among the newfound discovery Judge Williams ordered turned over by the state are notes by a lead detective that say Allen did consider accident as manner of death for Freddie Gray. She was adamant on the stand last week. She said, "At no point did the word accident cross my lips."
That's right. So this would be a way for the defense to attack her credibility, but it's not, I think, a slam dunk that if they have this, they win.
But it certainly would be advantage defense, and Judge Barry Williams allowed the evidence as part of a sanction against prosecutors for what he ruled was indeed a discovery violation. But that evidence may or may not come in when it is the defense's turn. The state still had witnesses to call today, including the paramedic who responded to the Western District. She testified that when she first saw Freddie Gray, she said, quote, "What the expletive did you guys do?" She also told the court that Gray's neck felt, quote, "crumbly, like a bag of rocks."
The defense ultimately will perhaps try to suggest that that means that little could be done on behalf of Mr. Gray, and they may use some of what they gather to suggest when the accident occurred. But I think more likely the prosecution will introduce it to show that there was too much time taken before Mr. Gray was ultimately taken to the hospital.
Now, the state's very last witness was Stanford O'Neill Franklin, their expert on police policy and procedure and former BPD director of training. He testified about rough rides and how Gray should have at least been buckled by stop 4, but he struggled under cross-examination, and he didn't see evidence of a rough ride in the CCTV footage that we've seen throughout this case. Now, as expected, the defense did file a motion to acquit. Once the state rested, Judge Williams will hear those arguments first thing tomorrow morning, and if necessary, the defense will begin calling witnesses to put on its case for Caesar Goodson. For now, we're live in downtown Baltimore this evening. Brian Kubler, ABC 2 News.
All right, thanks a lot, Brian. For the latest updates live from the courtroom, follow Brian on Twitter. His handle is @Brian from ABC 2, and you can also follow us at ABC 2 News.